Today we're going to be having a look at Word's style sheets facilities. Please open the course webpage. I'm going to be demonstrating this using the net security exercise, which you'll find in the week of the 17th of May. Please open the exercise, and as you scroll down you'll find a link to Introduction to Network Security. Please download that file and open it. Seeing as you're opening from a web page, you may be asked to enable editing. You will need to do that, otherwise you will not be able to work with this. Style sheets have a number of benefits. The most obvious one is it makes complex formatting faster. You don't have to select text, change the font size, change the color, decide on a different font. If this is all set up as part of a style sheet, all you need to do is click the style and boom, your whole formatting is performed for you. The second one is it ensures consistent formatting. Because you're using your style sheet, every time you select that style, exactly the same formatting is applied to the text that you're working with. All your subheadings look the same, all your main headings look the same, all your paragraphs look the same. And this goes a long way to improving the consistency of your output and makes your work as a whole look that much more professional. The most important thing that style sheets do, though, is they add intelligence to your documents. Your document now knows which paragraphs are headings. It allows you to have different paragraphs formatted into different languages and checked automatically. And it makes inserting automatic text like tables of contents much easier. Now you go to References, choose a table of contents that matches your particular style requirements, and because Word knows which paragraphs are headings, it's able to construct this complete with page numbers entirely automatically. We'll demonstrate. Now have a look at the exercise. The exercise begins with a bit of an introduction to styles, along with some explanation based off an earlier version of Word. It may look a little bit different, but the explanation still applies today. You apply different types of formatting and styles in pretty much the same way. You edit styles in exactly the same way. We'll get to that a little later in the exercise. Have a look at the questions. You'll see they refer to the normal style. The normal style is used in all documents, whether you're consciously using styles or not. Every style in Word is based off the normal style. This is a very powerful concept which allows you to provide incremental changes which cascade down through the different styles. So, for example, if we have the normal style which defines the paragraph formatting and font formats that are used in your basic text, we can then derive heading styles from these. And just by changing one of the characters, we've identified a new type of text. Those things that are not changed specifically in the heading then carry over from the normal style. If we were to change them in the normal base style, they would also change in the children, the two different heading styles in this little diagram. Likewise, if we then derive another style from one of those headings, only those things that we change in our derived style apply. And again, if we change something in the normal base style, those changes cascade down through all the different styles that are based on that normal style. So very quickly, you can change the entire look of a document just by changing a few items in that normal style. So let's have a look at the document you have to work in, Introduction to Network Security, and we're going to change the normal style to use the Arial font. Now, when we're working with style sheets, you'll find these in the Home tab. This is an indication also of the relative importance that Microsoft place on styles in Word. Your Home tab contains those items which you're supposed to use most frequently when you're working with Word. And half of your screen estate in the regular formatting of your Word layout is devoted to style sheets. So we're going to be modifying the normal style. I need to be able to see that, so I'm going to open the diagram, expand that window, and you will find normal in the list. To change that to use Arial, I'm going to right-click on that and go to Modify. You'll also see that it gives me some information. Right off the bat, I can tell that there are 183 paragraphs that use this normal style. Modify, and here we have the normal style definition. It's got its name, the type of style it is, and underneath that is the style for the following paragraph. One of the nice side effects of using styles is if I choose a heading style and I begin typing, as soon as I press enter, the next style specified in the style for following paragraph is selected automatically. So I don't have to change the style manually when I go from a heading to a regular paragraph. You type your heading, you press enter, and you carry on typing, and you will be working in regular paragraph text. To change the font, I'm going to select Arial from the font formatting dialog and have a look at the text as I press OK. At the moment it's using the Times New Roman font. The serifs on the letters are a dead giveaway. Press OK, and it's changed not just in the text but also in the headings, because these ones in this exercise are based on that normal style. They're defined as headings, but the headings are based on the normal style. Right, the next question also asks us to modify the normal style. It wants you to justify the text and to use 1.5 line spacing. So let's go back to modify the normal style. Modify, and I'm going to change the normal style here. Make sure that this is on justify, fully justified. Remember, justified spreads the text across the page so that both the left and the right margins line up. And we're also going to choose line spacing. Now, line spacing is not available over here. I have some default line spacings, single line spacing, 1.5, and double line spacing, but not the full range. So even though I'm asking for 1.5 line spacing, and I can just choose the middle one, you'll see in the bottom, in the preview, it says 1.5 line spacing. I'll show you how to get to those more advanced options. Down in the bottom left-hand corner of this dialog, you'll find Format. And this opens up a little menu which provides access to a host of options which aren't available in the main dialog. You can choose font formatting, where you can specify the color of fonts and also other font-specific features. And then the paragraph dialog. We're going to be going to this particular option in a moment, but notice there are tabs, text borders. I can choose the language for a particular paragraph, framing, numbering, and even a shortcut key to be able to apply this quickly. Let's go to paragraph. This opens the regular paragraph dialog you'll be familiar with from working in Word. And in the bottom right-hand corner here, you will find line spacing. I can choose 1.5 line spacing as this exercise requires, or enter a specific amount as is applicable to whatever it is that I'm doing with. So 1.5 line spacing and OK. Again, have a look at the text in the document as I press OK. And you will see that that change has been applied right throughout the document, not just to the normal text, but also to the headings that are based on the normal style. We want to modify the heading 1 style to use the impact font. So we're going to be changing one of those specific features that is derived from the normal style, the font, and have it do something specific. Heading 1 isn't showing in the preview at the top, so I must just open this menu and I will find heading 1 over here. Right click, modify. There is only one instance of heading 1, but we're going to change the style and we're going to choose the impact font. There we go. and OK. And you will see now that style has changed. Add the Keep With Next option to the heading 1 style. Keep With Next is one of those options you find in the paragraph dialog, so I'm going to have to use that Format button on the bottom left of the Format dialog. Let's go to heading 1 again, right-click, Modify, and we're going down to Format, Paragraph. Keep With Next you find under the Line and Page Breaks section. And what this does is ensures that even if the paragraph text below the heading moves to a new page, the heading moves with that text. You don't have that weird case where you have a heading at the bottom of the page and the text only appears on the next page. Okay. Because it affects the way text flows when we get to the end of the page, there's nothing visible that's happened at this point. The only indication that there is something is if I turn the Show Invisible Characters tab on, there's now a little black dot that shows next to that paragraph. That shows that there is additional paragraph formatting applied. Modify the heading 2 style to use Times New Roman. So we're going to change this heading back to Times New Roman. Remember, at the moment, heading 2 is following the changes that were applied to the normal style. And we're going to also add Keep With Next to the heading 2 style. I'll show you how this affects the document a little bit later in this, because there is a place where the heading will jump across pages with that applied. We're going to go, if you look here at the bottom of that page, this Introduction to Networking is heading 2. And it looks a little bit weird with Introduction to Networking and then the paragraph text on the next page. So have a look at this paragraph as we change the heading 2 style. The first thing I'm going to do is modify heading 2. There it is. Modify. And you'll see there are 19 instances of this. We're going to be changing all of them in one shot. So the first thing we're going to do is select Times New Roman. If it isn't immediately apparent in your menu, you can begin typing Times and it will quickly appear. So Times New Roman. Now I need to change that Keep With Next option. So I'm going to have to go down to Format and to Paragraph. And because we've been there already, it opens in the Line and Page Break section and add Keep With Next. Keep lines together. Just while we're on that page, remember, make certain that an entire paragraph does not get broken across pages. The whole paragraph moves together. We don't need that for headings. Okay. And watch how this paragraph, Introduction to Network Security, to Networking, jumps to the next page to ensure that it keeps with the next paragraph. Okay, boom, gone, but there it is. And you'll see the font for this one is Times New Roman. Just for curiosity's sake, I'm going to select all of those so you can see where another one is. There's another paragraph 2. There's another paragraph 2. There's another paragraph 2. As soon as we had one of these, we changed that particular style, it changed all of them. And as a minor benefit, when you right-click, you also get the option to select all the instances of a particular heading or paragraph. Back to the beginning. Let's see what we've got next. We're going to modify the heading 3 style to be 14 points, and we're also going to add Keep With Next to this heading. Keep With Next is a very good default setting for all headings. There's just about no case I can think of where you want your heading on one page and the text that's supposed to belong to that heading on the next page. Having something that automatically ensures that your headings and your text stay together is generally considered a good idea. So let's go, choose heading 3, right click, and you'll see there are 21 instances, modify, and we're going to choose 14 points for the text, and then I'm going to go Format, Paragraph, and Keep With Next. OK. If I want to see where they are, right-click and select all 21 instances. That will take me to the very first of them. Just in case you're interested, this little arrow that appears is something that enables you to see the outline of a document very quickly by hiding the paragraph that applies to a particular heading. By clicking on that arrow, I can roll up the text that is part of that heading. Again, this is what comes with document intelligence. Word knows that that's a heading, so it can hide the content below that particular subheading. That way I can just see the outline of what I'm interested in and very quickly expand it again when I want to actually work with the text. Moving on, we're going to modify the abstract style to be indented by 2 centimeters on both left and right margins. The abstract is found at the beginning of long documents. It provides a little summary of the content of the document. We're going to choose the abstract style, and if you look in the list of styles that we've got here, you do not see an abstract style. There are more styles available that are not necessarily shown in this particular dialog. By opening the styles dialog on the bottom right hand side of that window, you get all the styles that are available in this particular document. You even have the option to show styles that are not used in this document. Here you will find the abstract style. Again, I have an option to modify that one. And because this is going to affect the paragraph margins, it's not shown in this default dialog. I'm going to have to go Format, Paragraph, Indents and Spacing, and here I can choose 2 centimeters on the left and on the right. And there we go. Everything that was marked as an abstract is now indented on both left and right. You will also notice it does not apply to the rest of the text. We can close that dialog. And that's it. Working with styles is extremely easy. For example, to change a text, or change a piece of text from one style to another, this abstract, which at the moment is marked heading 2, you can see that heading 2 is outlined with a little highlight in the window. I can simply select the style that I want it to be. If I want that abstract to be a heading 3, I go and choose heading 3, and it is changed. If I want it to be a heading 1, there's no selecting. All I have to be is in the paragraph that I want to change. Very quick and very easy. And that's it. I do hope you'll find this useful. See you next time.